Investigative journalist Art Harris. If Tommy wasn't involved, how the heck does he know what happened to little Haley?
Jane, you remember, Tommy is the one who took authorities through his attorney and private investigator, Steve Brown, to the river to show them where he says Joe dumped the body. Now, how would he know unless Joe took him down there? That is a story that has come out, but he has not given any details about that in this call to Flo Hollers. At the same time, I can tell you, my sources say that Misty is claiming that Tommy took her to the river to show her where he and Joe dumped the body. Tommy denies that, says it's a lie, never happened. But remember, we've seen Misty go, led there by police, to try to remember and identify the dock as the one where she says Tommy took her.
Oh, you need a scorecard at home to keep track of this. It's a bunch of cousins pointing the finger at each other. All right, Holly, Illinois, your question or thought, ma'am.
Hi, thanks for taking my call, Jane.
Thanks.
One of the questions I have is I've never missed any of the reports, and there's a question on the timeline. Misty claims she woke up to go to the bathroom, and that's when she discovered Haley missing. But the 911 call was not made until Ronald either was coming up the walk or walked inside the home. The question I have is, what time elapsed? What time precisely did Misty wake up and find Haley missing to the time that Ronald came home and the 911 call was made?
Excellent question. We're going to throw it back to Art Harris, who has studied this case.
I can tell you that officially, that I believe the call came in at 3:26, but Misty had made calls to her mother and to others in the family before that. Then Ron pulls up. I've got on artharris.com, I'm going to release a conversation, an interview that I had with Misty's mother months ago, where she describes the call from Misty. But that is an excellent question. A lot of conflicts in Misty's story, and as we know, Misty has flunked a number of polygraphs, including a secret police polygraph I reported on artharris.com on February 26, Jane.
And another problem is that Tommy has also had a little run-in with the truth, you might say, because remember, Tommy initially said that he went by the trailer the night that Haley disappeared at around 10 o'clock and knocked on the door, and nobody was home.
That's right, Jane.
Now we're hearing a totally different story.
That's right, Jane. I can tell you that I'm reporting that Tommy has now claimed he lied to police about the time he went to the trailer. He says he never went at 10 o'clock. Of course, that was the story he says he now told to get out of jail to have his bond lowered on a gun theft charge.
Was the brick outside of the door ever checked for fingerprints?
Oh, good one. Let's take that over to Art Harris.
Yes, it was, and you cannot get fingerprints off this kind of a concrete block, Jane. There were several concrete blocks I've seen in photographs around the trailer, and this one was taken and has been analyzed. We haven't seen the results, but that's what experts tell me.
Art, you have breaking news just in. You told me a second ago.
Jane, I can tell you, Croslin's wife, Lindsay, has filed for divorce. This is an emotional bombshell to Tommy, who adores his wife and their 3 children, and this could pull the rug right out from under him, and he is now at his most vulnerable. He's been begging his wife not to leave him. She's promised to stand by him. I spoke with her several weeks ago, Jane, and she was hanging in with him, and I told her, I said, have you heard about the polygraph? She said, what do you mean? I said, well, call his lawyer. I didn't want to tell her myself that I'd learned he'd flunked it. She called the lawyer. She learned he had flunked his own polygraph, and it has unraveled from there. I'm told she feels very betrayed, Jane. This is someone she believed in.
But wait a second. The polygraph he flunked was the one before he supposedly told the real story. And that's why he was actually inspired to tell the real story, because Grandma Flo said, hey, I hear you flunked the polygraph. And then he started crying and said, yeah, I did. And she said, basically, tell me the real story. And then he told her this story about Cousin Joe did it, right?
I broke the story on artharris.com that former FBI polygraph operator Ron Grenier out of Jacksonville got him almost to confess to at least knowing a lot more than he'd said before, and that's when he was confronted with the conflicts and gave them information that led to the police search of the river.